What is the book of Obadiah? Well, Obadiah, who wrote around the 6th century BC, and there is some debate about that, was ultimately put forward not as a communication directly to the nation of Israel, although they were brought up to it, but the primary audience was actually the country of Edom. Now, Obadiah, as the author, had to sign these things, not just because the people of Edom needed to know who they were, but anyone in Israel, regardless of whether or not they were speaking to Israel or not, were still held to the same standard of accountability that all prophets were. They had to line up with the standard of Moses in Deuteronomy 18, verses 18 through 22. He took full accountability for whatever he spoke in the name of God, and the people of Edom, as well as the people of Israel, could verify that. He passed the standard, and that's why in our Bibles today. Now, Obadiah's prophecy was again spoken to the people of Edom, and they were, for all intents and purposes, relatives of the people of Israel. They were biologically related to Israel through the patriarch Jacob's twin brother Esau. Now, in the book of Genesis, we know that they originally did not have a very good relationship, and that poor relationship continued throughout the years. And throughout the years as well, Edom had made itself an ongoing threat to Israel's safety and security, and Obadiah's warning to them was that judgment would come, and this was their final warning. Now, as again, a book of prophecy, this is focusing and emphasizing God's perspective, not man's. But in this book, Obadiah verified this because he accurately predicted the total annihilation of Edom in not only a geographical sense, but also in a biological sense. Every prophet of God was required to demonstrate with words and deeds that God was indeed speaking, and since this information about the past, present, and future were all accurate, consistent, and verified as coming true, his claim that his writings were from the Lord were verified. Now, there's a lot of people named Obadiah in the Bible. The name appears around 13 times in the Old Testament across very different time periods, which is why there's some debate as to who specifically was writing this. There was a good military officer who hid the prophets of God from King Ahab. There was a Bible teacher who served King Jehoshaphat, who won a miraculous battle against Edom, and this is where a lot of people try to associate him with it. There was an overseer of the temple repair during the reign of King Josiah, which is where the 6th century BC date comes in, and there was also a priest by the name of, again, Obadiah, during the time of Nehemiah. But whichever it was, they all date before the actual judgment of Edom took place, ultimately in the 1st century AD, so thus we'd verified as prophecy from God. This is the book of Obadiah.